Hey everyone. So, just a little talk today about tonight's occurrences. It is past midnight, and had to go to the hospital because I couldn't swallow anything, but that's because this side of my neck is swollen. Thanks to my teeth. So my support worker drove to the hospital, and at the hospital we were we were there for like 5 hours from she came here at 6, and then we got there about 7ish, or just before 7, and the place was packed. It was so packed. And basically, there's a lot basically there was a lot of people in the waiting room. There were people coming in and out of the hospital. I was feeling really dizzy, not being able to swallow or anything, which is now I know was because of the pain, not because of an infection. So I was spitting into one of these, and I had got, so it was about that full of sputum, because it hurt too much to swallow. It hurts to cough. It hurts to, it just hurts. So yeah, went to the hospital. We were sat in the little alley bit in between the door and the waiting room, and there was a big alley, and so we were sat in the hallway, just waiting for our turn, waiting to be called in, and basically there was loads of police officers. It was swarming with police officers, but at different times. I counted at least 10 officers, and most of which had their own prisoners and everything. So what I'm gonna tell you right off, in the first couple of hours, there were a couple of police officers with this guy, the really tall guy, who was wearing glasses. Beanie, not on the laptop, okay? Not on the laptop, okay? Be a good girl. There was this guy with glasses who had been arrested. They brought him into hospital, and he started shouting, "Pig, C-U-N-T." I'm not gonna say it out. I'm just gonna say it, spell it out. He kept shouting that and shouting that and shouting that. So they shoved him against the wall, and his glasses fell to the floor. I would have gotten up and got him, but I was just in too much pain to stand, and I was feeling so dizzy, because I hadn't drank anything, I hadn't eaten anything today. So, well, technically yesterday, because it's now another day, but it's in the wee hours of the day. So yeah, so they smashed him against the wall, and then because he kept shouting at him, they got him down to the floor, and it's I've had this happen to me. Once you're down on the floor, there's no way you can move, especially if your hands are handcuffed behind your back, and you have two officers pressing down on you. You can't move. You can't get up. There's no way you can use your arms to get up. You can't use your legs to get up. And then one of the nurses, a downright bitch, right? She just goes and she stamps ruthlessly on this guy's ankle, and I was so freaking angry that if I hadn't had my hot water bottle pressed against the side of the face, I'd have probably gotten up and booted her in the face. That's how angry she made me. And it's why do that? You ain't trained to restrain people. You ain't trained to do that. Is malpractice. That is malpractice, and that is just wrong. Like, you do not treat your patients like that. You don't. And, like, so, yeah, my support worker was sat right beside me. And, basically, like, I was just so keyed off because I have this pain in my face, and I really don't care if I have to share my pain with other people. But like Amanda just kept reminding me, like, what happens to Kailu and to Beanie wherever she is. Like, I don't know where she is right now. Like, this is Kailu. What happens to them if you get arrested? Like, even if you're just sticking up for the guy, what happens to them? And I was like, okay, yeah, okay, alright, I see your point. And like, I was like really, really upset about it. And so like, I'm so upset. Like, even just thinking about it just gets my blood boiling, and I just want to fucking kill her. But I think that's just Nikki and Andrithia inside me just going, yeah, we'd like to do that too. So basically, she stamps down on his. Like, I'm gonna show you how she stamped down. Like, it wasn't even gentle or anything. She stamped down like this. Like that. That's how hard she stamped down on his ankle. And I remember saying after that if I get her for a nurse, I'm just refusing the treatment. I'm just refusing the treatment if I have to have her for a nurse. There's no way I'm having her for a nurse. No way. So, then she has the audacity to come up to us and go, why don't you go wait in the waiting room? And me and my support worker are like, no, I have mental health. And my support worker's like, no, she has severe mental health. She cannot be around people like that. She cannot be around people. And, like, and then she's like, well, you need to move on because he could really hurt you. And I'm like, there's no way he can get up. Like, he ain't gonna be able to get up. No one can get up if their hands are handcuffed behind their back. No one! Like, what are you gonna do? Push up with your head? Like, you can't. It's physiologically impossible. Unless, of course, you have like 4 or 8 arms. But that guy didn't have 4 arms. He had only 2 arms. And they were both handcuffed behind his back. And I've always had my, whenever I'm handcuffed, and it has been a couple of times where I have been handcuffed, like, because I'm allergic to the handcuffs, like, they have to allow me to put on long sleeves so that I cover my wrists. Like, but they do an extra tight so that I can't even have my hand up. But like, my point to him is like, why do them extra tight? You know I'm not gonna move the handcuffs off my jacket as I'm allergic to them. There's no way my jacket can go over my hands. Like, there's no way. The length of my arm, like, my jacket only came up to here. Like, only came up to here, and that's still like a long way away from my hands. And I had a jacket all the way done up. So there's no way it would have been able. Oh, there's Beanie. There's no way it would have been able. I would have been able to take the handcuffs off. No way. Not without severely scraping my skin off and then suffering with a severe allergic reaction. Because police handcuffs in the UK are made out of both silver and stainless steel. 2 things I'm allergic to. I cannot. Like, I know other people may be able to, but I cannot. Like, even the slight contact with silver or stainless steel, and like, my hand would get all engorged and puffy, and like, it would start turning like weird colours, and like, it just wouldn't work, at least for me anyway. But then again, I have quite bad allergies to them. Like, the first time I pierced my ears, right, they were done with silver, and they got really bad. They got really bad, so that like my whole ear like was going like different colors, and they were engorging. There was like pus coming out of it. There was like, it was just horrible. The pain I felt, like, it was unbearable. So I had to have them professionally taken out, and then they tried again with stainless steel. So that's how I know I'm allergic to both silver and stainless steel, because of my allergic reactions. And like, that's why they can't use the handcuffs on me, like not on my skin anyway. So they always have to make sure I have a long sleeves on. Uh, so yeah, and basically, but the nurse told us to move. So Amanda was like, "Come on, Cara, let's move." So she was convincing me to move, gently coaxing me to move. And so, like, we got round to the corner because, like, there was a wall behind us and to the side of us. Like, it was going like that in a corner. And, like, we moved round the other side, where there's like a little kind of like that. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like a shelf. So Amanda had to hold my hot water bottle to my head while I rolled myself a cigarette, because I was that stressed. I could not be dealing with this shit. Like, I just wanted to go around and thump them all in the head. Like, that's not how I punch normally, but thump them all. Like, that's still not how I punch. But I'm still in pain, so I can't really do punches. At the moment, my whole balance is off key. I'm not feeling very well. I thought I'd just tell you guys this while it's all fresh in my head before I forget it, because there's a chance that I could forget it by the morning. So we go. She holds the hot water bottle to my head while I roll a fag, and my hand's like shaking, just like while I'm trying to roll this fag. And then, like, I start feeling a little bit dizzy, and start feeling sick, you know. But me without a fag is, kind of bad, because I start getting all grouchy, and no one wants to see me grouchy. Like, my foster parents who saw me grouchy, like, they had to replace all the furniture that was in my room, like, all the time, because I would just break everything. I would break everything in my room. I would punch holes through the walls. I would just do anything, like, that helped me get the anger out, even if that meant cutting myself. So yeah, and then, like, we go back in after I finish my fag. But, like, while smoking my fag, I was just like venting and venting and venting to my support worker, who, like, bless her, like, she really puts up with a lot from me, like, from my venting to me smashing stuff, to me shouting and swearing and effing blinding, like, I'm pretty bad. So then after the fag, we go in, and I'm like, I don't care anymore. I want my spot back. Because, like, I have a Sheldon inside of me. He's not as smart as Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory. He's not. But he does know a few smart and fancy words. But he's no genius. I'm smarter than him. So he's kind of like a dumb Sheldon. But, the thing that he shares in common with Sheldon Cooper of The Big Bang Theory is, that's my spot. I have chosen my spot. That is my spot. I ain't moving out of my spot. You move away from my spot. Like, so that's the kind of thing he has. And so, but I'm just like, I don't care anymore. I'm going back to my spot. And by the time, like, I go back to my spot, Amanda, like, follows me, and the guy's back on his feet, but there's more police officers around him. there's still the nurse who kicked his ankle, and like very roughly. I will say again, she did it maliciously. Like that was malpractice. Like if I could report her, I'd report her, but I don't know her name. You know, she wasn't my nurse, so I didn't get to get her details. And like I said, I would refuse service if she was my nurse. When we got back, she looked at me and she started smiling. I was like, don't you fucking smile at me. You fucking almost broke that guy's ankle. And she's just like, she's just like getting all offended, and I was just like stick out my middle finger to her, and I was like, that's for almost breaking that guy's ankle, and that is also for telling me to move out of my spot. I have chosen this spot for a reason. Like, I have my back against the wall, I have a wall to my corner, and I feel pretty safe in this spot. I feel pretty safe in this spot. Don't take my spot away from me. I share that with Sheldon. I think like that was his key for joining my body. Like we both are very territorial over what we feel is ours. Like I'm gonna give you a little backstory now. In year 5, there was this girl called Kaylee, who sat in my chair, and everyone knew it was my chair because I always sat in that chair, even when it wasn't computer time. That was always my chair. I never used the hardback chairs. I never used any other chairs but that one. And so she sat in my spot. I gave her 3 chances to get up out of my spot. And then, well, me and Ree, who is a saber-toothed tiger who lives inside me, she's basically Nikki's pet. Like she like does whatever Nikki says, and Nikki is pretty mean. She's very mean. Like she wants to kill my neighbors. She talks about all these crazy plans, like making a dissolving bomb that can corrode people's skins and everything. Like she is very dangerous. I will like say that she is very, very dangerous. Like you don't want to get on the wrong side of Nikki. Trust me. If I do, like I don't know if you can see them, but like I have all cuts along here. I have like burn marks. I even have a burn mark here. I have fag burns here. I have all scars going along here, and that's just for me saying no to her. So imagine what she's going to be like to other people who pee her off. And sorry, I'm just giving you backstory. And so me and Ree bite this girl called Kaylee's ear, who is sitting in my chair. She's sitting in my chair. I gave her 3 chances to get out of my chair. She didn't move. And like I remember saying, if you don't move out of my chair, I'm gonna give you a piercing. And so what I did was using my sharpest teeth, my incisors. I pierced her ear, and to this day, she still has an ear piercing. Not that she has any earrings or anything in it, but she still has that hole in her ear. And, I was excluded from primary school for doing that, but, I still think it was the right thing to do. Bitch wouldn't get out of my chair. My chair. Everyone knew that was my chair. Everyone knew it. So, yeah, you don't take my spot away from me. You will get seriously huge ramifications. You will get hurt. Anyone gets hurt if they steal my spot. So, yeah. So I swore at the nurse, and, she kind of backs off. And then the police officer who was left there, because the other two, the two that had slammed the guy against the wall and pinned him down, they took him to the police van. I very much wanted, because they left the police van open, I very much wanted to sit in the back of the police van You know, because it's how many times are you going to get the chance to sit in the back of a police van without actually being arrested and forced into there? It's slim to none, really. Like, it's very slim to none. There's, like, ain't no police gonna let you do that. But they had left their doors open, and Amanda was just like, no, 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 no. Think about Kylie and Beanie. Think about Kylie and Beanie. Think about Kylie and Beanie. I'm like, no, ruin our fun. Like, even Nikki was just like, Nikki called me a cunt for not doing as she said and sitting in the back of the police van. Like, because Nikki doesn't like it when she doesn't get her way. You know, she really hates it when she doesn't get her way, as like my arm suggests, and so does my other arm, but it's not really as noticeable on the other arm. She normally takes it out on this arm. So, you know. Uh, so the police officer that's left comes up to us, kneels, and is just like, are you alright? I'm like, do I look alright? And he was like, no, you look pretty, like, mad to me. And I was like, yeah, I'm fucking crazy. Imagine that. And he was just like, sorry about the guy. And I was like, why are you apologizing? He was on the floor. There was nothing he could have done. Like, I know what it's like to be pinned on the floor with your hands cuffed behind your back. Your hands are cuffed in front of you. Yeah, I can see how you're gonna be able to get up. I can see it. You know, and of course the police are hacking you like with their arms around your elbows. But like, there was no way this guy could get up. So like, he was just like, "Oh, it was just done for your safety," and I was like, "I don't give a shit about my safety," and I'm pretty sure Nikki don't either. And they were like, okay, because like you really need context into it, like, because like I think split personality and multiple personality is being called dissociative identity disorder now, DID for short, which is really confusing. Like, why keep changing the names? It's like you're changing Asperger's to just being on the autism spectrum. It's like, what? Just keep them the same. It's just like, why do you keep changing these things? Why? It's not helping anyone. And for people who are on the autism spectrum, like me, we hate change. We literally hate it. Like, we can't stand it. It drives us nuts. Like, we absolutely hate it. So don't change things. Like, of course, it's like our choice to change things, you know? Because we have to be 100% committed to the change in order to be able to cope with the change. So, you know, so then the woman is just like, I'm sorry, I just didn't want him to hurt you. And I was just like, you didn't want him to hurt us? Well, if he would have come up to us trying to hurt us, we'd have hurt him worse. And she was like, we? Who's we? And I was like, there's over 20 people in this body. Over 20 people in this body. You think we don't fight amongst ourselves? We fight amongst ourselves and I get hurt. I don't care about my safety. Seriously, I don't. I only care about the safety of Beanie and Kylie. Those are the only two people I care about. Yeah, aside from future kids, also my daughter and my mum and my little brother. You know, I don't give a F about my other siblings. I really couldn't care less. You know, they disowned me for being too psychotic. Well, I'm not psychotic. If I was psychotic, I would hurt you without any viable reasons. And I wouldn't feel guilty about it. But I had very viable reasons to hurt them. I had very viable reasons. They pushed my buttons on things they knew not to push my buttons on. They knew in advance what not to say to me. They knew what they couldn't say to me. They knew it. Even Jackie and Mark knew it, who are our foster parents. And they still went about pushing my buttons and I was the one who got punished because I was the one who lashed out. It was like, you can't handle me lashing out, don't push my buttons. Uh, I am a ticking time bomb ready to explode at the wrong thing. I will, I make mountains out of molehills. That's what Daniel Mug used to say. I make mountains out of molehills. So, yeah. There was this little girl there also who was really energetic. She was adorable. She had a fluffy white dressing gown, little pink flip flop slippers that were so fluffy. They were so fluffy, and she kept running down the hallway. We also got asked to move again, and I at that moment was feeling so dizzy, and I I really couldn't get up. And there was this guy with wheelchairs, wanting to put the wheelchairs where we were sitting, because apparently we were sitting in the place where the wheelchairs go. Uh, so what happened was, I was like, I don't think I can get up. I really don't think I can get up. Uh, you want to give me a wheelchair so I can help myself get up? So he gave me a wheelchair. I tried pulling myself up. Stumbled a couple of times, because I was really, really dizzy. I was just so dizzy that I couldn't see straight. I couldn't swallow even my spit. I couldn't swallow my sputum. So I was having trouble. I was seeing spots everywhere. My whole vision was going like that, and it was just very disorientating for me. I think that's one of the times where I'm most likely to explode at someone. And basically, what happened was, the guy gave me the wheelchair, and I stumbled, and then I managed to get on the wheelchair by using the wall as well as the wheelchair, which is really really funny. So I got to spend most of my hospital visit in a wheelchair, which is great. Technically, I think I only really had under an hour out of a wheelchair because there were no wheelchairs to begin with. So I got to spend the rest of my visit to A&E in a wheelchair. It's very good for when you feel too dizzy to walk, because I've had problems like this past week where there was one time where I stumbled and I hit the side of my head into my door frame, my bedroom door frame, and passed out. And there was another time where, just sitting down, I hit my head in the same place that I hit the door on my bunk bed, because Beanie gets the top bunk as her little flat, and I get the bottom, because it's a triple bed, because you get a double bed at the bottom and you get a single bed at the top. And so Beanie got the top bunk, and we turned it into a flat for her with the help of Mark, my old foster parent. And yeah, so she has an upstairs flat, technically, which keeps her away from Kylu, which she likes, because she doesn't like Kylu much. She's always invading her space, and she's not a fan of that. You have to wait for her to come to you, or just leave her alone, basically. So yeah, I got to sit in a wheelchair, which is really interesting. My neck still feels a little bit swollen on the side. It is swollen on this side. If you look at how flat this side is, and you look at how bumpy this side is, you can see the swelling is here, all the way down from my lymph node. This lymph node is swollen, but that's only because these two teeth are also broken. It's 3 teeth on this side, the bottom one and the top 2. It's the one just before my wisdom tooth and my wisdom tooth. Other than that one, which is just before my wisdom tooth, it's just all 4 wisdom teeth, you know, which when I first had them growing out, they were just like, they're pointing towards your cheeks. Like, they are going to grow unnaturally into your cheeks. You know, and that was a couple of years ago. I can't remember how long ago. That was a fair few years ago, I think. And, yeah, so, it's only been, I'm now 25, and, like, I'm having really serious problems with my teeth. I don't know if you'd be able to see them, and I'm feeling a little too much pain in this side of my face. Like, the pain's like from here, like all the way to the back of my head and down to the bottom of my neck. So like the pain is like literally all the way up and all the way back down again. So like it's split all along like this side of my face. And like even my ear, this ear is feeling pain. So, you know, I have to keep putting ice pops, or I have to alternate between something freezing cold and something boiling hot just to distract myself from the pain. And it's not pleasant because I can't take painkillers because they just make me feel a different sort of pain, and I can't take antibiotics either. So, you know, the only solution is for me to wait until my appointment, which I was actually wrong. It's not the 24th, it's the 23rd. Like, and that's how good I am with dates. I'm not good at dates, you know. So yeah, I have my appointment on the 23rd to have my 5 teeth removed, and I just fingers crossed that it's going to be a faster process than today, and that I get my own separate room, you know, so that I don't have to be, you know, constantly stared at, because whenever I go somewhere public, everyone is always staring at me, and I know everyone is always staring at me because their eyes follow me wherever I go. And it may not look like I can see them with my eyes like down here, but I have very good peripheral vision, so I can see everyone staring at me and following my movements, and it's not fun. People staring at me makes me feel really nervous, really angry, and then Nikki just wants to go and smash everyone's faces in. And that's not good because I have Beanie and I have Kylu to think about, and I really want to have kids. Okay, I really want to have kids, and I can't bring up kids if I'm in prison. You know, that's the argument that we're having. You know, and like that's the argument we're always having. Like, whether it's verbalized or whether I hear their voices and they can hear my thoughts, you know. So like that's like how it works. Like, I can hear their voices as if like they're sat beside me or across the room shouting at me, you know, and it's not fun. It really isn't. And at least not for me, because the things they say, well, the things Nikki and Andrithia say, are not something that anyone wants to hear. Because Andrithia, she wants someone who's like 6 foot tall at least, so she can cut them open from here all the way down to their pelvic bone, pull out their insides, and then wear them like a suit and go on a crime spree. That's what she wants to do. And whereas Nikki is more, I want to kill everyone, you know, I want to, like, she kind of has the thing where she wants to tear intestines out, but she doesn't want to wear them as a skin. She just wants to spell things out with their intestines and insides, you know. So Nikki and Andrithia are quite similar, but they're also very different at the same time. Ow. No, coughing still hurts. Like, Thank you, Beanie. You just destroyed one of our mini sets. No, fuck off. No, away. Don't even think about getting on our lap because no, Ree will just hiss because you have just made it so much harder for me. And no, you are not getting on our lap. What did we just say? Don't even think about it. Piss taker. No means a no. So yeah. Where was I here? No, you're not getting on our lap, cunt. No, no, no. Look at what you done. Lucky. Look at what you done. So yeah. In the wheelchair at the hospital. So basically they took the guy away. And then we got a wheelchair. There was a cute little kid who kept like running through the hallway, and her mother, who was wearing near enough the same boots as me, but she didn't have these bits. She didn't have those bits. It was just like normal Ugg boots. She was just wearing normal Ugg boots. And excuse me, I'm feeling still a little bit pukey. So you know. So basically we have near enough the same shoes on, and yeah, the kid is just running up and down, and she's just like, come here, you're not supposed to be running up and down, this is a hospital, it's not a playground. Like, every time that little girl smiled at me, I couldn't help but smile back, no matter that I feel so much pain when I smile. Little kids are my kryptonite. They are just so cute, and you know, they are just so sweet. Well, they can be sweet, no matter even if they've got a like disposition or anger problems. To me, they're all sweet. You know, I've babysat for people in the past. You know, I've sometimes even babysat for free because their parents couldn't afford everything. You know, they were in debt or they needed the money to do food shopping, and like they didn't have the money to pay me, so I babysat for free, and I used my own money, and you know, I'd get food, or I'd like make food and would do activities together, you know. So the kid just would not stop smiling at me, like, and I was just like, at this point, like, my support worker had gotten me one of these. It's technically called a sick cup. I remember they used to have those metallic ones, but now it's just like a paper one. Like, we had to empty it before we left the hospital because there's no way she'd have let it be full of sputum while she was driving, because like my sputum was really really weird. Like, there was all bubbles, there was like bits coming out in chunks, there was like little spotting blood here and there, and you know, it was just not pretty. It was not pretty. So yeah, and basically this kid kept running, and you know, she was being all hyper, and that was really cute. I thought it was really cute. And so, like, she was running up and down. Her mum, like, was just like, every time she noticed she was gone, she was like, come back here, you're not supposed to run around, it isn't a playground. So the kid ended up going back, and I think there was this guy there, and I don't know if he was the girl's father or stepdad. I'm not sure. I didn't ask any personal information, you know. I didn't, I wasn't in the mind frame to do any of that. Like, I'm not one who cares about people's stories, you know. I'm more interested in animal stories, to be honest. That's what I'm more interested in. Like, if like, because I've been watching a lot of Snake Discovery, you know, I've been watching all the, like, there was like an alligator who had a sad story of being kept in a too smaller box, and his nose having gone like that and like arched up, and it had been just more than his whole like skin. It was actually down to his bone that was going like that. See, that's the stuff I can remember. But if you tell me about human lives, I just it's in one ear out the other. I don't take any note of humans' lives. I just don't. Okay, you can tell me it until you're blue in the face over and over and over again. The only life I remember is mine. Okay, that's the only life I remember. I don't know. Like, my mum's probably told me loads of times about what happened when she was young. I don't remember. I don't remember anything of what she says to me. Like, I really don't. Like, it's not that I can't be bothered. It's not that I don't care. It's just that animals are more important than humans, in my eyes. Anyway, in my eyes. That's why I'm a vegetarian slash kind of vegan. The only dairy product I have is milk. You know, that's the only animal byproduct I will have or I will ingest. I only ingest milk, you know, which comes from a cow, because I know that you don't need to necessarily kill for a cow, but I think that the way that supermarkets overstock on milk is appalling, and that must really take a serious toll on the cows. And you know, I think that is wrong. I really 100% think it's wrong. Like, if you're gonna kill an animal, just don't. Just don't kill an animal. Just leave the animal be. Come on. And like, I find it so heartbreaking that there's farmers throwing baby chicks into these grinders while they're still alive, you know, or packing them in these containers that are like this wide and like that tall, and they're just like popping them in and in and in and in. So like the chicks are suffocating slowly on each other, and then they just put them while they're still alive, feet first, into this grinder, and that just makes me feel like doing that to the human, but 10 times worse. So like, if I was gonna if I ever went to a farm and saw this, here's what I'd probably do. I would probably make sure that there was a heavy duty chain attached to the roof. I would tie it around the guy's hands, like that, and around the elbows, fixing them together. And I would literally dangle them over the grinder and just let it take a little bit off, then raise them up. So that they'd really feel the pain that they caused for those baby chickens. Male baby chickens. Do you know how many male baby chickens? Like, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. Like, it's just brutal. You know what's a humane way of killing animals? Smashing them with a brick really hard. That's humane. Throwing them in a container and then putting them in a grinder while they're still alive? That is not humane. And that's just asking for us to do it to them. That's what it feels like. And like, it's just horrible. Think how many people could use cockerels to enable their chickens to give birth. What happens if your cockerel decides one day, oh no, I ain't gonna shoot my load. No, these hens aren't attractive no more. I can't be bothered. I now have dysfunction. Like, what happens then? You're killing all the baby male chicks. Like, you ain't gonna have no roosters left to lay eggs. And then what's all the egg lovers gonna do? Huh? They're gonna take their business elsewhere. Stupid heads. Now, I really feel strongly about this. I don't believe that any animal should be killed. Like, not even for food. Because I don't eat meat. I really don't. It's just... it's sickening. Like, for me, when I was able to ingest meat, I could taste the fear in the meat. I could taste all their feelings, and it just made me nauseous, and it made me sick, and it made me have so many health problems because it just tasted so wrong. It tasted so wrong to me, and I couldn't. Uh, I just couldn't deal with it. So like I stopped, you know. But like I really only really ate meat during my pregnancy when I was pregnant with Lily. But I like, stopped after I gave birth. And basically, no way in the story. Oh yeah, a little girl kept running through, and like the mum smoked fags just like me, so like she'd go out for a fag and leave the child with the guy multiple times, and then we got talking. Me and the little girl got talking. Well, technically the mother came back. She mouthed something, but I didn't really get what she mouthed, and I was like, "Your child is so adorable. I just have to say it." And she was like, "Thank you, thank you." So we got talking that way. So like, it's always best to approach the parents first before you speak to the child, like, because I know like I've seen like these videos about sexual predators and pedophiles, and that's just not good. If I ever see a pedophile with a child and he has a gun, I'm gonna be like, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me, and like I would divert their attention. I would cause a scene, and so basically I'd get everyone's attention. So everyone would be looking at me, the guy, and the kid, or the woman and the kid. And basically, if they didn't shoot me within 3 seconds, because they have the gun pointed to my head, and that's basically intent to kill, I would make sure to disconnect their elbow, breaking like their hold on the gun, and then I would just beat the crap out of them. I wouldn't let him walk off with the kid. Fuck that shit. It could have been wearing a mask. There is so many ways to hide your identity. There's like plastic molds, like you see on Nanny McPhee or Mrs. Doubtfire. Not Nanny McPhee, sorry. Mrs. Doubtfire, Robin Williams. He like wears the plastic mold. He has the plasticine. He has all different types of disguises in that. And like, you never really know for sure what someone looks like. You never really know for sure. I mean, take the singer Sia, for example. She has her hair down to here, so you can't see most of her face. So, I just, I never take what I see too literally, because I see a lot of shit. Like, I see things that other people can't see. Like, I've been talking to people that I can see, and, like, because other people can't see them, they've called me a freak. And then because they got scared by the other people, they'd just disappear. And I'd just like be left like looking at a bush or something, and then I'd just be like, okay, I was talking to them, where'd they go? you know. So I have like I have like intense problems. Um and basically you never really know. So what I'd do after I dislocated their arm, I would beat the crap out of them, and I would perform a citizen's arrest and like make sure the police are called, and I'd be like, right, this guy was trying to make off with a child. I think he's a paedophile, and I'd be like, if it's okay with you guys, can like we take them back to their parents safely and make sure they get to their parents safely. I'd actually check with the police. I'd say that I'm just taking them to go to their parents. Like, I'd say my full name, I'd say where I live and everything, because like, I'd just be like, I'm on your records. I have a criminal record for beating up adults, because I can't really stand adults. Adults don't even that. And the only people younger than me that I've actually hurt with intent to hurt are two of my sisters. They are the only people younger than me that I have actually hurt. Apart from when I was in primary school, but I don't think they count that. I don't think they count that on your criminal record if you've just been excluded from school. I don't really think they include that. And so basically, I'd actually, give all my details to the police, and then I'd take them home. I'd also have my camera on me, so like I can video the walk, and I'd just be like, yeah, no, I just attacked the person who was trying to take the kid away, and I'm just returning him this kid, or I'm just returning the kid to their parents. I'd also ask the child, do you know your parents' number? I'd also offer them to be able to call their parents. So we'd organise a meet-up so that they can meet up in either a public place or their home, because it's always best for a parent to know their child is safe, for one, and if they don't feel safe or secure in meeting at their own estate, to meet in a public place. Like, that's what I'd do. But that's just me. I'm nuts. But yeah, I wouldn't knowingly let a pedo walk off with a child. That's just me. That's just my motherly instincts. I'm very maternal. Like, if it was my kid, I'm pretty sure I would kill the MF. I'm pretty sure I would kill the mofo and be like, you touching my cub? Oh no, you ain't! You dying! You dying! Touch my cup, I'll rip your throat out with my teeth! That's how I get. I need to obviously work on that, but animals don't really work on that. Take bears, for example. If you go near a bear while it's got its cubs near it, it will 95% of the time attack you. It will. It's animal instincts. And I'm sorry, but I'm more in tune with my animal instincts than I am with my human instincts. It's just the way I am. Also, I have a saber-toothed tiger in my body. Like, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, I think it's pretty much self-explanatory. So, I'm very maternal, and I'm very protective, and I'm very territorial. Uh, so yeah, don't mess with me. I'd be crazy. So what I'd do if I have kids again is, like, if they ever go off to school, I'm gonna make sure I put little mini cameras and sound recorders actually on their bags, on their clothes, and actually in their mouth and stuff. So I always know what's going on. I always know what's going on. I am that paranoid that it's not that I wouldn't trust my kids, it's that I wouldn't trust anyone else around my kids. And also, like, they would have little trackers in them, so even if you found the ones on the bag and discarded it and you discarded their clothes, they'd still be the ones in their mouths or the ones embedded in them. I'd make sure I have untapped resources of knowing where my kids are and if they're safe. That's just me. I'm very maternal. I'm very, like I said, I'm territorial. I'm maternal. You don't want to mess with a psycho mum. You don't. I'm not the only psycho mum out there. There's like loads of other psycho mums that will do anything for their kids, even go up to their bullies and bully the bullies. Basically, like, that's what I'd do. I'd, like, because I'd be recording it all. The front, like, there would be no need for snitches. So, like, I'd just be like, so I saw what happened at school today. You want to talk about it? I'd be like, no, mum, or yes, mum. So, like, I'd show them the video evidence, and they'd be like, Mum, there's an invasion of my private. I'm sorry, I just want to keep you safe and away from perverts, and away from bullies too. Because my mum is just like, no, you have to send them off to public school. It's where they'll learn social skills and everything. I'm like, why can't they just be totally at home? That way I know where they are 24/7 and I know they ain't being bullied or nothing. And it's just like, I have mental health, so obviously I think more than usual. I tend to overthink things. I have panic attacks. I have anxiety as well, and it's just you know. But I'm also very maternal. I would never hurt kids, just like I'd never hurt animals. I may imagine like killing Kylo by throwing him out of a plane, but he's still alive, and I've killed him what 5 times yesterday in my mind. Like I'd kill them. I'd kill them in my mind, but I would never do it for real. Like I wouldn't. Like that's the way I deal with when they make me angry, or like I play golf with his, appendages, and like I imagine them hitting people in the face or ended up in their mouth and stuff. So, I'm horrible to them in the imagination, but in real life, there's nothing I wouldn't do for them. I feed Kailu twice a day. I feed Beanie either twice or 3 times a day. They always have water. They always have everything they need. I end up getting their stuff before I get mine. So I shape what I have around what they have. So like if I have £100 budget to spend on shopping, I'd normally spend about 50 quid on them. And that's treats, oral care, that's food, like biscuits and meat, and then and only then will I get stuff for myself. And like I follow after my mum on so many things, personality wise. I'm exactly like my mum. I'm nothing like my dad except from the curly hair, like that's the only thing I share with my dad. I'm more like my mum in my temperament, in like the way I shout, the way I throw things when I'm angry. I don't know if she throws things when she's angry though, but yeah. So I'm most like my mum. Like she'd picture doing stuff, but she'd never actually do it, unless of course it's people that she really don't know and really don't like, or if it's someone hurting her children. So yeah, very mama bear. So I got to babysit the little girl after talking with the mum for a while. I got to babysit her while the mum and the dad went outside for their smoke, and like the little girl was so adorable. She was just so cute. She was just in a fluffy white dressing gown and pink little flip-flop slippers. Although I can't stand pink, it looked absolutely adorable on her. And like I don't think I even got their names. If they did tell me their names, I can't remember. And if you guys are watching this, I'm so sorry, I can't remember. Like I am really sorry, I can't remember. So yeah, so I got to babysit for a while, and the little girl was so adorable. She was just like running around. She actually counted how many like little vertical like strips the radiator had, and I think it was under 30, but in the 20s. I can't remember how many she said. It may have been just under 30. It may have been just over 20. I'm not sure. So yeah, I got on really well with the child. Uh, and the mother was just like, she was really curious about why I was spitting into a hospital dish, and me and my support worker told her, just like I have teeth that are really bad, and I have swelling in my neck, and I am borderline sepsis, which is short for septicemia, but they changed it to sepsis. It was called septicemia, but it's now called sepsis. So, and she was like, "Is that your mother?" And like we looked at each other, and I was like, "No, that's my support worker." Like, she drives me around places. She helps me with washing up and doing my laundry. Because that's things that I cannot do. Like, I can never get things clean. That I can't do that. I'm always like, if I like try cleaning something and it's not clean enough, I'll just break it. I'll just smash it. And also I can't figure out how to use a washing machine for the life of me. It was just like, yeah, that information does not stay in my brain no matter what I try and do. So I ended up like trying to convince myself that it was just a tattoo that I was getting, because I have quite a few tattoos. I have this one on my hand, which I did myself because I have my own tattoo kit. It's not finished yet, and it has a J there, which isn't really finished. You can see the K, but this J stands for just, this K stands for killer, and there's a B here on the start of the B, which stands for beats, so it's just killer beats. I also have, don't know if you can see it, but I have this one. I did that because I was bored. That's not a pen drawing, that is a tattoo. I got bored. I also have this one. My ex did the little smiley face, and one of the people who were staying around at that time drew the little tobacco pipe, and I did the smoke. So yeah, this one was when I was sofa surfing around a girl called Charlotte, also known as Gremlin, and my arm was up on her legs, and she decided to test out my pain levels because my arm was on her legs. I was like kind of relaxing. She decided to test out my pain levels, and I was talking to Shady, who is my mate, and who is both of our mate, and so she lets her leg slip. So my arm falls down just so she can jab harder with the needle, and I didn't even flinch. I didn't even go, ha! It's not going into my vein. And people have quite a few layers of skin, and like, I don't think I have any veins on this side. I think the veins are all on this side. I'm not sure. I don't know human anatomy very well. I don't. Other than I pierced a girl's ear in year 5. And I also have a tattoo on my back and the start of one on my right ankle. So yeah, I'm not going to get my right ankle out yet or anytime soon, because I have onesie on over my jeans, and I don't really want to take off my boots yet because I don't want to be cold. But like, at the moment I'm feeling kind of warm, so I'm still having a little bit of, well, a lot of pain, but like, I'm just trying to tell you guys the story, and I keep getting distracted. I'm sorry. Like, at the moment I'm not on any medication. I used to smoke cannabis, smoked it since a very young age, and I've wasted a lot of money on it, but I gave that up this is my 5th week without it now, and my mum's proud of me, my support workers are proud of me, everyone is proud of me. They're like, well done, we didn't think you could do it. Like, I didn't think I could do it, to be honest. Which is true, I didn't think I could do it, and like, now the worst part is behind me for the whole giving up cannabis thing. Now that I've actually given it up, I can actually say that yes, I did used to do it, and no, I wouldn't suggest doing it. It's a waste of money, waste of resources. To be honest, you could be spending on that money on so much better things, but I can't give up fags. Not for a long while. I'd have to slowly wane myself off them. Because like, if you ask my old foster parents, or if you ask my siblings, like what I was like without a fag for like over an hour, they would say I was a nightmare to live with, because I would break everything just searching for my fags. Even if I had just lost my fags, I would just be searching everywhere, and I would be breaking stuff, I would be smashing stuff, I'd be throwing stuff across the room. You know, I was a I'm still temperamental, you know, in that aspect where, like, if you mess with my stuff, you're gonna get hurt. Like, there was one time that, like, I can admit this, like, I have no shame about that, that me and my sister, who is closest to me in years, because technically we're only 11 months apart from each other. I was born December, she was born the next year in November, so, you know, that's pretty close together. And there was, like, for 1 month she'd be like, I'm the same age as you, I'm the same age as you, which would really tick me off, because even mum, like, when I told her about it, she was just like, you know what, that really ticks me off, because you weren't the same age, you weren't even close to the same age, you were just, there was a year apart. And then, like, so, yeah, we were playing with Polly Pockets. Well, you know, I have, still got Polly Pockets, but, that's to help me write. You know, I write stories, and I need visual aid to help me write stories, so technically what I do is I act out with the Polly Pockets first, and then I write about it, and my support worker and anyone else who reads my stories or hears about them, they're really well written, so, you know, it actually helps me. When I have kids, it's not just going to be mini sets, it's going to be toys for them, so technically toys in advance for them, you know, and they can't really say no to it. Like, I don't think they can. And, like, what happens if, like, all Polly Pockets go out of, like, production? Then, like, it's going to be so expensive just to buy one Polly Pocket. And, like, I remember the days where it was like 2 Polly Pockets for £9, you know. Those were the good old days. And I'm sorry, I've got really stuck hair, which is really annoying because I might have to tear it apart now. Sorry, but this hair is annoying. See that it's all matted and everything. Like, I'm gonna have to tear it. Yeah. Oh, fuck off. You're actually not bad. You, on the other hand, are. Nope, a little bit of hair fell out. Like, it's perfectly normal for hair to fall out whilst you're sorting it out. But what you've got to do is you've got to work with the hair and separate it. Because now, well, it's almost finished. But you can run your fingers through the bits where you've separated, and you just need to keep going until it's all like unknotted. Like, this is for Sniper Wolf, when your hair gets all matted like mine does. Just, you know, I know it hurts, it does hurt, like, I'm not gonna lie to you and say that it doesn't hurt, but this is the only way to get them out if you don't brush your hair. And I don't brush my hair either. Like, if I brush my hair goes all frizzy and I just don't like it. So, you know. Where was I in my story? Yeah, I got to babysit. It was just awesome. Oh wait, no, I was on about needles. Yeah, so, like, when, like, the doc was just like, are you okay with needles? Are you okay with us taking your blood? I was like, no, I'm not okay with needles, and that's a past issue, and I have recurring nightmares about this, and, you know, like, I have been, like, diagnosed with post-traumatic stress because of it, along with other things. Sorry, it's still not sorted out. and so, you know, I don't feel comfortable saying it on like widespread media, because, you know, there's people that are going to be like taking the piss out of me, or, you know, but like people who know me really well do know that story. And, you know, if you're watching this, please don't comment anything about it, you know, like, just, you know, it would be really hard if you did, and I don't want people's sympathy for it. You know, it's bad enough I have to relive it in nightmares. And like, when they put the needle in, I was trying so hard to pretend that it was just another tattoo I was getting. It was just another tattoo, and then like, I felt it, like, even though it was being still, I literally felt it as if it was going like that inside my vein. And like, it was at that point that I started freaking out, and he was like, I'm gonna leave it in, I'm gonna leave it in. And I was like, no, you can't, you have to take it out, you have to take it out now. And I was getting really, really frantic about it, and I was starting to have a panic attack. My heart was going like this. I couldn't cope. I felt like I was sweating a lot, and I was getting like really hot sweats and really cold sweats, and it wasn't fun. And like, I could feel, I can still feel it as if it's still in there, and the pain is from here all the way up to here. So like, normally I'm very good at blocking out certain pains, but that was just no. And that guy who stuck the needle in, he was so rough about it. It felt like, well, he was just moving it around and around and around and around and around. Oh, dang, I got sympathy pain right now. And it's not fun. It's not fun. Flash memory. Huh. Whew. Dang. There's a hair in there. Fear of hairs. Melting and melting! I have a phobia of my hair being on my skin that isn't my head or my shoulders. I really, really hate it, and I go, and I have a freak out. But I also have I have phobia of old people, of people who are completely bald, like they have no hair on their head, you know. I have phobia of like old, bald, and really, really big people. So like, there was this guy at the Mo who called Bowser. His nickname was Bowser, or his real name was Bowser. I can't remember that. But he was kind of big. You know, he wasn't a small guy. So, you know, every time he, like, because he knew I had a phobia, he would just be like, hey, Cara, look at this, and he'd just like pull up his shirt, and I'm like, ah! And I'd be like, I want to run for the trophy, I want to die. Like, I know it's an irrational fear, but sometimes you can't help what you have a phobia of. There's people who have the phobia of really long words. They're like, it's like, that seems sillier than my phobias, to be honest. I don't know. I guess it depends on the people. Like, they could feel like their phobia is perfectly rational or irrational, but other people's phobias are worse off than theirs. You know, to each their own. You know, that's like, I think that's a saying. So yeah, he wanted to keep the needle in my skin. And like, I was like, no, take it out, take it out, take it out. And the reason why I was like, take it out, take it out, take it out, was because of what happened to me when I was a child. And I couldn't handle it. And after that, I was so shaky, I was so cold, I was like in pain. I'm still in pain, like, from my arm. Still, I still feel it in there, even though it's not in there. This is just a bandage. It's It's not in there. Trust me. I made him take it out. Like, I really made him take it out. So I managed to talk to a couple of people at the hospital because I'm slowly training myself to prepare for having kids. You know, this time I want to do it right, and I don't want the possibility of having the children taken away from me just because I'm subpar on certain things. You know, mental health shouldn't really come into the equation. You know, just because I have mental health doesn't mean I'm going to hurt my own young. You know, but there are some people with mental health who have hurt their own young, but that's just not me. And, you know, there's other mental people as well who have never laid a finger on their children, you know. And one of those people is my ex's mother, you know. She never laid a hand on her sons. So, yeah. Even though I prefer girls, I have been known to date a few boys. Like, more girls than boys, though. So, you know. Also, girls are the only ones that I've ever actually been engaged to. I've been engaged once, although I technically almost got engaged a second time, but that was before the other engagement. But the girl died on the day I was going to propose, which was a bummer. So, yeah. And I kept the ring for a while, but during lots of moves I ended up losing it. So yeah, but she ended up joining me in my body anyway. So I was like, and you're dead. Yeah, but I'm now inside you. Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! And you know, that still kind of ticks me off. It still ticks me off. Like, why don't you jump into your sister? Then we'd still have like a chance of being together. And she's like, ew. My sister's like 6 years younger than us. She getting older. She got your looks. What have I got? I ain't got your looks. She was beautiful and a Nubian, like, so I love me a dark skinned girl. I absolutely love a dark skinned girl. They are just so beautiful. Like, it's just everything. And so basically, what was I? Needle, and then like after the blood tests were taken, we got dumped back in the hallway of the waiting room, like just before the waiting room. My support worker warned me when we were going through the hallway, and I just put my jacket over my face, like hiding from everyone, which probably just made them stare more. But I didn't notice when I was covering my face. I didn't really notice so much that they were staring. So you know, because I have an implant in this arm is the one they have to use to take my blood pressure. Well, I am getting this removed soon, like before December, you know, and having artificial insemination because I really want kids, you know. And, you know, I can have kids because now I'm financially sorted. I'm no longer in debt. You know, I have given up cannabis, so that means I'm not going to be spending my money on that. You know, so I can save, if I want, I can save £100 every payday. You know, because I'm not allowed to work. I don't react well to authority. I have tried in the past, and every time they're like, you're doing it wrong, I would flip out. You know, that I would flip out and they would end up getting hurt. And when it came to the point where they were like, right, we're going to have to do something about this. And even the job centre was like, we don't want you coming in. We don't want you coming in. Like, you're a nuisance every time you do come in. I was just like, alright, fine with me. And so basically I'm not allowed to work because I'm too volatile. Which I am. I am volatile. I'm still pretty volatile. But you know, I'm never volatile towards Beanie or Kylie. I mean, true, I shout, and that makes them run away, but I never hurt them. I've never done anything to them, apart from maybe taking away meat because they misbehave. You know, they'd still get biscuits, they'd still get water, but I just take away the meat. And, you know, that kind of works. They kind of learn from their mistakes. So yeah, that's good. That I can get them to learn from their mistakes. So we went out into the hallway and waited a bit more for our blood tests to come back. And then there was a doctor called Taran. And I will forever remember this because he is a Sikh who wears a turban. And, you know, he was really nice. You know, I think he would have been more gentle than the other guy. With the needle in my skin and everything, because he was all around nicer. He paid attention. He let Amanda answer questions instead of me, and like I felt comfortable around him that I would like ask him questions, and you know I could talk to him. And like I like foreigners. I really do. Like and like. They're just really cool. I mean, Muslims, Sikhs, they're just really awesome in my eyes. Like with their turbans, like I just think it's really cool. Because like I learned a little bit of it in high school, I like to keep refreshing my mind on it. So I asked him a couple of questions. So you know, and he was really good natured about it. You know, he was just like, not many people get that. And I was like, I like to learn. Like, learning doesn't stop when you finish, like, education. It doesn't. Like, you can still learn things every day. You can learn something new every day. And I try to make a goal of that. There was, like, a day within this, like, past month where I learned about 3 or 4 things in one day, you know, and, like, things that I wouldn't have otherwise learned in school. So, you know, I think you learn better things outside of school than you do in school. For me, school was just naff because I have learning disabilities and I'm mentally disabled. You know, I think that I was only really in school for 1 day out of 2 weeks because my mental health was really bad and I was lashing out. And people who bullied me would usually, well, I'd end up being sick when it came to PE anyway, so I would just like I would only target the people who bullied me, but like they'd come back into the locker room and all their money out of their wallets or purses would be gone, and that's what I did to get back at my bullies, you know. It's just fair play. You bully me, I take your shit. You talking about that extra fancy, extra expensive purse? You go buy an extra expensive purse after school? Not anymore, you're not. That's for throwing pencils in my hair. Or that's for spitting gum in my hair. Like, you know how much that haircut costs? You know how hard it is to get out of curly hair? Very freaking hard. You know, I wouldn't have come clean to this, but yeah, now I can. There was also the textiles tutor or teacher who used to pick on me. So what I did was I went into the textiles cupboard and I just stole all the money in there, and that was like people were paying for their outfits that they had made and everything, and I would just steal the whole lot. The loose pennies, the big notes, and there were plenty of both in there, and everything. So, you know, I'd get pretty good funds from that just because they bullied me. And then when I was homeless, I used to steal off Industries, when I had no money, because they actually get paid compensation for every stolen item or every item that has gone missing. They actually receive compensation, which is double the amount of what they'd have been sold for. You know, they actually get compensation for it. So, you know, I thought, you know, that's a better place, but it had to be, for me, while I was homeless, it had to be an industry that had multiple shops in the city. So, you know, and also I used to steal money off my foster parents. They were paid for looking after me, and they didn't know how to properly look after me. I knew how to properly look after me. You know, they didn't know jack shit about me. So what I used to do is I used to go into their room, steal their money, and just be like, "You ain't spending it on me, rightly? I don't even like the dresses you bought me. I don't even like the clothes you bought me. What happened to all the clothes that I wanted? You didn't get me those. I got them for myself." And, you know, so it just became a spiral. You know, so I'd just take their money that I felt was mine anyway. So, you know, whether it was compensation for having to slowly pick pencils out of my hair, or having to have my hair cut because there was gum in it, and like it got so bad, me being bullied, that I had to go home at lunchtime. You know, I wasn't allowed to be in the school over lunch. So, you know, I actually dropped out of my first high school because I got bullied so badly. There was this one guy, I'm just going to say his initials, DF, who I had to sit next to, and it wasn't fun, you know, because I dropped my pen, and like I'd hold on to my chair and I'd try and lean back as far as I could, and I'd try to get my pen without like standing up or anything, because like my anxiety was really bad even back then. Like if I stand up, like everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, what's she standing up for? Is she trying to like cheat or something?" Because like it would be during a test or something, and then DF was like, "Miss, she's trying to suck my." Uh, so yeah, that's the reason why I transferred out of my first high school, because he accused me of doing something that I didn't do. So yeah, and then people would just, you know, they would just be like talking about it, and you know, I didn't have many friends growing up. You know, I'd have about one or two friends, and even they turned against me. So yeah, I ended up cutting myself a lot more. I had a bunk bed at that time, so I took lots of pills, and I tried throwing myself off my bunk bed head first and trying to kill myself. You know, I would just be crying so much because I felt so lonely. And, you know, Nikki wasn't making it any better. She was only offering killing thoughts, and Rhea wasn't making it any better either. She was just wanting to eat his throat out. And, you know, it was a really emotional time. And then, like, someone from that high school ended up going to the new high school, and then like that person, just say his initials again, JS. He said that I had been kicked out of the old high school because I was to myself, and I don't even find myself attractive, so there's no way I'll be doing that to myself. I don't find myself attractive enough for it, and I'm sorry, for me, for having intercourse with anyone, I have to have that attraction. And like, if there's none of that attraction, it ain't happening. Like, even if it's just that, even if it's like, I don't do it to myself. I really don't. I never have, and I never will. And Yeah, all the people on dating sites, stop asking me to do it, because I ain't gonna do it. Just like I ain't ever gonna strip on cam, I ain't ever gonna, no, no, no. I have low self-esteem, you know, I have not even A cups. So, you know, because I have such bad anorexia and everything, I mean, I have muscles, small muscles on my arm. You can see it move up and down. But that's like not even my muscles, that's Nikki's muscles, you know. So technically I have really flabby arms, she's the one with the muscles, and like she is like she's able to pick the TV up and, you know, carry it from room to room, you know. She's so much stronger than me that if we ever fight, she's gonna win. Like, I know she'll win, and she always has in the past, and there's no way for me to stop her, not unless me and Elizabeth team up, and, you know, for me to get Elizabeth to team up with me, I have to coerce her, and it just doesn't work. Elizabeth doesn't take my side, not since, like, she was alive, and before the incident which cost her girlfriend. It wasn't my fault. Like, that's all I will say. I didn't do anything to her girlfriend. I don't even know who did it. I just know that it was late one night. She knocked on my door, up on my window, not my door, and, you know, she had 5 knives in her. Yeah, and she was bleeding pretty heavily. And back then I didn't know first aid or CPR, and I was very scared, and I ended up hyperventilating. She didn't want me to call Elizabeth, she didn't want me to do anything, so, you know, I just had to hold her in my arms, and then overnight she passed away, and Elizabeth never forgave me for that I was the one she went to see, not her. She didn't forgive me for that. And, you know, when Cassie died, like, a year later, like, Elizabeth still didn't forgive me, you know, because, I don't know. I don't know why she didn't forgive me, and, you know, I don't pray, because it would just end up in her punching me, which, because we share the same body now, it would look like just me punching myself. So, you know, that's not fun. And it's not fun for people to watch. It's not fun to happen, especially with the whole face thing. And she's just like, well, you're already in a lot of pain, I don't need to hurt you. So if I wasn't in a lot of pain, you know, they would be hurting me right now, for different reasons. They have many different reasons for hurting me, especially Nikki. And Drithia doesn't really hurt me. She doesn't really speak to me, but, like, she's always there. Like, she argues with Nikki a lot, and it's kind of interesting to watch. Like, although Cassie does sometimes stick up for me, she's the one that does stick up for me, you know. She's pretty sweet like that. She's always on my side, even when she was alive. And, you know, I'm kind of happy that she wanted to stick around and she wanted to join my body. You know, I'm kind of happy about that. If I could get rid of them, I'd choose to get rid of most of them, but, like, I would definitely keep some behind. The nice ones, not the mean ones. I'd keep the nice ones and just be like, mean ones, go away. So yeah, there's upsides and downsides to sharing a body. Yeah. I've woken up in graveyards, covered in scratches, not knowing how I got there. You know, I've woken up in ditches. I've woken up in really strange places. But yeah, all because of them. I've been to prison because of Nikki. Like, I've been to prison at least 4 or 5 times. I can't remember where it's 4 or 5 times. But yeah, I've been to prison because Nikki, and like, I can't remember anything of what she did. I just I can't remember. And so I just like, yeah, whatever. I can't remember. And I don't know what I was doing now or how I got there. So, I just, whatever. You can tag me if you want. I don't care. But, I have depression and stuff. So, I don't really care what happens to me, really. Well, within reason. So, are we still talking about the hospital? I think we are. So, the hospital. So, Turan in the turban was really nice. He came out after, like, it was all done, after blood pressure and the temperature and the heartbeat monitor, and he was like, well, good news is you don't have an infection. And me and Amanda were just like, well, that's great. And I asked, so why can't I swallow? And he was like, well, it could be that the pain is just so tremendous that you feel like you can't swallow, so you're thinking, why even bother putting myself through that pain? And like, he wanted to prescribe me painkillers, but because of my history with painkillers and antibiotics, he was like, the best thing we can do is just pull your teeth out, but you already have an appointment booked, and so we're just going to wait until you actually have an infection. And so I'm really happy that I don't have an infection, but it is really painful and it hurts to swallow, but I'm trying so hard to swallow. I'm trying really hard, and like, my lymph nodes are swollen, and so is this side of my neck. It's all swollen and it doesn't feel nice. It's not pretty. It's not tasteful. It's just so uberly painful. And but yeah, after going to the hospital, me and Amanda were like, I haven't drunk all day, and she was like, nowhere would be open, and I was like, Mackie D's has a drive-through that's open 24 hours, and I know Mackie D's is open 24 hours, especially the one near Asda. Asda on, like, along Durham Road thing, like opposite Broadland Council Training Services. I used to go there. It was brilliant. Excuse me. A little bit of bile words then. Acid reflux. It doesn't taste nice coming up. No. I reckon that would taste. I reckon my bile is as bad as a snake's bile. It ain't good, and it feels really painful. So yeah, we stopped at McDonald's on the way home. Well, we didn't really stop there. We did a drive-through, and I got a toffee latte and a Coca-Cola, and I've just been slowly trying to sip it, because he was like, just take sips, and because sugary drinks are gonna go down a lot more easier than any other drinks. And so yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. But there will be before and after video of the day I get my teeth removed. So like, yeah, I want to do a video of the before and after, because I think it would be really interesting, like, to have a video of before and then have a video of after, because like after for 24 hours I'm gonna be intensely drugged out of my face. So maybe I'd just do I don't know if you can do a 24-hour video. I would very much like to do a 24-hour video, but that would take so much time for someone to watch. So maybe I'd just do it in little segments and just see how it goes. But yeah, it's the 23rd, not the 24th, which is, hang on, I'm just going to check my calendar. I'm like terrible with dates. I most of the time can't even remember my own birthday. What month are we in? We're in November. It is the 11th of November. So I have all next week, and then it would be the Friday the week after. So yeah. So that's it for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, and also please subscribe. Also, in case you're not subscribed to my favourite YouTubers, please do subscribe to Porcelain, Snake Discovery, Thomas Sanders, who does really funny vines. Also, please subscribe to my favoritist YouTuber, Sniper Wolf, because she is just awesome, and you know, she is my favorite she's my favorite YouTuber. And if you've watched my other videos, you can see my drawings of Sniper Wolf, and I haven't drawn any other pictures of any of my other favorite YouTubers. So you know, she is my #1 favorite, and I have drawn pictures of her, you know. So please check out Sniper Wolf. Don't forget to subscribe, like my video, and also if you have an idea of what I should do for a video between now and the 23rd, please do let me know in the comment section below, and have a nice night or day, whichever it is when you're watching this.